President Moon Jae-in is currently in Berlin on an official visit to Germany, which will also take him to Hamburg for the G20 summit. On the first of his six-day trip, the South Korean leader called for stronger international pressure on North Korea, but insisted dialogue is the best way to ensure peace on the peninsula. On that, President Moon earned the support of Chancellor Angela Merkel during his first summit with his German counterpart. Our Blue House correspondent Moon Connyoung files his report from Berlin.
South Korea's newly elected president is the son of a refugee from North Korea. The German Chancellor was born, raised, and educated in East Germany prior to the German unification. Now, for the two leaders who share the common experience of having lived through a nation divided along ideological lines, their very first bilateral summit prior to the multilateral happening in this country was both symbolic and practical. On his first visit to Germany as president, Mr. Moon Jae-in received a warm red carpet welcome replete with a military honor guard from German Chancellor Angela Merkel in Berlin. Germany's head of government greeted President Moon and his team as they arrived for an official visit upon the Chancellor's invitation. Although the two had been expected to discuss a variety of issues ranging from North Korea to bilateral trade and joint action against global problems, taking center stage were the two leaders' call for tougher sanctions against North Korea.
북한은 어제 가장 고도화된 미사일을 발사했습니다. 이것은 한반도의 평화는 물론이고 전 세계의 평화에 대한 아주 심각한 도전이고 위협입니다. 북한의 도발을 멈추기 위해서 국제적으로 더욱 강도 높은 제재와 압박의 방안이 강구돼야 할 것 같습니다.
Mr. Moon will also use the G20 summit in Hamburg this week to drum up support for tougher sanctions against Pyongyang.
그러나 결국에 있어서는 북핵 문제는 평화적인 방법으로 해결되어야 한다고 생각합니다. 그 과정에 있어서 우리 독일과 메르켈 총리님의 전폭적인 지지와 협력을 부탁드립니다.
I can assure you that Germany stands with the Korean people to send a clear signal that we are against this missile program, against nuclear weapons, and we want to campaign for peace together.
Earlier in the day, South Korea's first couple received another welcome from the German head of state, President Frank-Walter Steinmeier. The two presidents saw eye to eye on the need to take up all measures possible to denuclearize North Korea. Before heading off to Hamburg for the G20 Leaders Summit, the South Korean president will sit knee-to-knee for the very first time with Chinese President Xi Jinping and then deliver a speech on his vision of the Korean peninsula, likely to be dubbed Berlin Declaration. Moon Connyoung, Arirang News, Berlin.